one again because some technical difficulties. Lost the video. The value of patience. Happy Sabbath to you all. Shabbat Shalom. I pray you all have had a good week, and even if you had some challenges, that you were able to find some value, get some lessons out of the challenges you faced. I pray the Most High be with you all. Talking about the value of patience. Let's start out in Proverbs chapter 15, verse 18. A hot-tempered person stirs up conflict, but the one who is patient calms a quarrel. Being a hot-tempered person, short-fused, quick-tempered, it's going to add fuel to a fire. But the one who is patient will calm a quarrel, is capable of calming a quarrel. Proverbs 16:32. Better a patient person than a mighty. Proverbs 16:32. Better a patient person than a warrior, one with self-control than one who takes a city. Having patience is far more valuable, has such a greater level of strength than a warrior who can take a city but has no self-control. Proverbs 25:15. Through patience a ruler can be persuaded, and a gentle tongue can break a bone. If there's someone in a higher position, someone with more authority, and they can't be persuaded, they can't take recommendations of it or any advice of maybe there's a better method of doing what's going on. By you having patience, a ruler can be persuaded. Welcome. I'm having to do patience again because lost the video. Happy Sabbath to you all. Proverbs 26:17. Like one who grabs a stray dog by the ears is someone who rushes into a quarrel not their own. What do you think's going to happen if you grab a stray dog by its ears? Think about that. You grabbing a stray dog by the ears. What do you think the outcome is going to be? Well, that dog might bite you. Dog might yelp. There's going to be a conflict, a big fuss. This is the same way if you run into a quarrel that's not your own. You know, if there's a going fishing today. All right, be careful. Really, we're not supposed to catch fish on the Sabbath, but hey, you go work out your own salvation. Hey, thanks for the like and subscribe. We're going over the value of patience because lost the video. So Proverbs 26:17, like one who grabs a stray dog by the ears is someone who rushes into a quarrel not their own. You're say you're at the market and there's you witness a robbery or a shooting, and well, here's the deal. Roman Emperor Constantine changed the Sabbath. Now that's a topic for another day. You can even look on a calendar and see that the first day is Sunday, seventh day ends on Saturday. There's a whole breakdown on that, but we're going over patience today. Yep, 6 days, rest on the seventh. Yeah, but we're not here to debate that right now. We're going over patience. All right, you guys, when you come in here, how do I do this here? Hold on. We're going to set you on timeout. You can go reevaluate your actions. All right. So patience. Yeah. When you guys come in here, be respectful, man. I'm going to put you on timeout. Let you go sit in the corner and reevaluate your actions. All right. We're going over patience. There's a whole research on, you do your research, study how the Sabbath was changed and what the real day is. But this time we're going over patience. I thank you all because you guys are working on my patience here with this. This is testing my patience. Hebrews 6:12, that you do not become sluggish, but imitate those who through faith and patience inherit the promises. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 8 and 9. The end of a thing is better than its beginning. The patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. Do not hasten in your spirit to be angry, for anger rests in the bosom of fools. Patience is a virtue. Many of us, we struggle with patience in several areas, and not only dealing with anger, but it could be your mind moves, or your brain moving faster than what your body can actually do, and so you get ahead of yourself, or different things like that. Like if you just slow down, and sometimes the other way around, your body's moving faster than your mind, so where you're just jumping from task to task without slowing down and getting things in preparation beforehand. So Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 8 and 9. The end of a thing is better than its beginning. The patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. Someone, they may even be they might just be one day clean off of a certain sin, off of a substance. But by them taking it one day at a time, hour by hour, being patient, enduring, fighting off those temptations, those withdrawals, they are far greater than the person who's proud in spirit and can't think to themselves like, you don't need to tell me that this is a sin, or you don't need to tell me I need to get clean. The person who's patient in spirit, one day clean, or even just 3 hours clean, 3 hours of repented, they're far greater than the person too proud in spirit to repent. Psalm 37, 8 and 9. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Do not fret, it only causes harm. For evildoers shall be cut off, but those who wait on the Lord, they shall inherit the earth. James 1, 3 and 4. Knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience, let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. So sometimes when we go through these trials, these tests, these tribulations we face, understand that it's a testing of your faith. And when you're having your faith tested, what it's doing is it's building up your patience, developing your character. You can't have a blessing without going through the preparation for it. You know, in order for you to get something that you've been asking, praying for, the Most High, He needs to know that you're going to be worthy of it. So He's going to put you through the fire. He's going to test you, build your patience, test your faith as well. James 1, 3 and 4 we read, it says, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience, but let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. So even though you're going through these trials, these tests, you're going to be far better equipped the next time you go through something by you gradually building up to these, going through these tests that you're facing. It's preparing you. It's making you more equipped so that you can endure and become stronger to go through something more challenging. Proverbs 14:29. He who is slow to wrath has great understanding, but he who is impulsive exalts folly. So he who is slow to wrath has great understanding. If you can be slow to wrath, you'll have the understanding to look. You can say, okay, these are not just flesh and blood that I'm dealing with here. This person's got a spirit that's operating through them. Remember, we don't wrestle against flesh and blood. We wrestle against those spiritual wickedness, dark and high places, that sort of thing. Paraphrasing, but you guys know it. He who is slow to wrath has great understanding, but he who is impulsive exalts folly. Being able to become slow to wrath will give you that understanding of, look, this dude, they got a spirit on him. We're not wrestling against the flesh. This is not just my brother I'm fighting against. This is not just whoever it may be. Being able to be slow to wrath gives you great understanding. And he who is impulsive exalts folly. So if you're impulsive, you're just quick to snap and go off, you're going to exalt folly. You're going to amplify a situation or make matters worse. James 1, 19 and 20. So then, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. For the wrath of man does not produce the righteousness of God, the righteousness of Yah. We need to be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath. What this will do is if you're swift to hear and slow to speak, you'll be able to discern the whole situation. You'll be able to get an understanding, and also with hearing, You'll be able to hear the conclusion of the whole matter. You'll be able to listen to both sides rather than jumping to wrath, picking a side, and it could be fatal. For the wrath of man does not produce the righteousness of God. By you having wrath, being quick to anger, then at the end of the day, we need to be walking like Messiah. We need to be letting the Most High operate through us. Proverbs 15:1, a soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. There's another thing too, the power of the tongue, because what you say can make or break the outcome. A soft answer can seize a dispute, but a harsh word stirs up anger. All by how you respond can cause the reaction. We're going to get you up out of here. Got some trolls and some bots in the room. We're going to keep it pushing though. Hallelujah. Oh, what's sharing the word without Satan trying to attack, as we push out this word, Satan's kingdom's getting rattled, man. Proverbs 16:32. He who is slow to anger is better. We already read that one. Sirach. Let's go to the book of Sirach out of the verse 4 and 5. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Just like how gold has to go through fire to be purified, to come out the way it is, we have to have the same testing. We have to be put through fire. We've got to go through challenges to have our faith build up and to develop our patience. Be patient when you are changed to a low estate, and take it cheerfully. You can't go through a driving test without being brought to a low estate. You may have to fail it a time or two, or you may have to go to that low estate and really put your mind to the books and study it so that you can pass. Take it cheerfully when you're changed to a low estate. Be patient. Just like gold is tried in the fire and acceptable man in the furnace of adversity. Let's jump down to 14. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 14. Woe unto you that have lost patience. Woe unto you that have lost patience. And what will you do when the Lord shall visit you? Say you and guy or you guys are in a debate or a quarrel, and you want to haul off pop dude in the mouth, and he falls back, hits his head. He might get paralyzed, or he might even be unalive. What are you going to do then when the Lord shall visit you? It says, woe unto you that have lost patience. And what will ye do when the Lord shall visit you? This is also a reminder of, let's go to Proverbs 17:18 here. It says, a man void of understanding striketh hands and becomes surety in the presence of his friend. So without you having understanding and being quick to jump, striking hands, you're going to become responsible for your friend. You're going to become responsible. You're going to be held accountable. You're going to have to give the explanation to that family member. Like, look, I acted out of emotion. I was upset. Dude was saying some stupid stuff, and I popped him in the mouth. Jaw got shifted, and now he's got the medical bills I'm going to have to reimburse him for. So woe unto you that have lost patience. What will you do when the Lord shall visit you? Here's another one. Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 4. If the spirit of the ruler rise up against thee, leave not thy place, for yielding pacifieth great offenses. If the spirit of the ruler rise up against you, don't leave your place. Yielding pacifies great offenses. So if you got someone in authority who's above you and they rise up against you, don't leave. Hear them out, because they might be giving you a correction that you need to hear. You may need to be corrected to save you from your own destruction. Hear him out. Ecclesiastes 10:4. If the spirit of the ruler rise up against thee, leave not thy place, for yielding pacifieth great offenses. Luke 21:19. In your patience possess ye your soul. So in us having patience, we can preserve our soul from the lake of fire. Remember, we read in Sirach 2:14, woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will you do when the Lord shall visit you? So in your patience, you possess your soul. So if you are quick-tempered, hot-tempered, you snap and go off, and you want to act out of emotion, and it can flip your world upside down. You face the lake of fire, face judgment. Rather than if you were patient, you could preserve your soul. You can keep your soul from judgment, from the lake of fire, from bad things happening in your life. Sirach 39:33. All the of the Lord are good, and he will give every needful thing in due season. Remember, faith is not just, patience. Salaki, pardon me. Remember, patience is not just something that only relates to anger and conflict. Patience plays such a crucial role in our everyday lives. Several aspects of things we go through. Sirach 39:33. All the of the Lord are good, and he will give every needful thing in due season. Our timing, you got to think of it this way. Our timing is not his timing. Our ways are not his ways. Our thoughts are not his thoughts. We may think that we're ready for the reward of something, when really, if we got that reward right now, we'd squander our blessing. Think about that prodigal son. He wanted to get his inheritance early. He went out, squandered his blessings, spent all his money, chasing all the wrong things. So we got to remember, all the of the Lord are good. He will give every needful thing in due season. The Most High knows when the timing is right. He knows when we're prepared or mature enough to handle that blessing. And he'll give it in due season. Our timing is not his timing. We might need our faith built up too. Sometimes we might be lacking faith, lacking the patience. Here's another example too. Even clearing out old junk to make room for new blessings. A lot of times we could be hoping for a new item, and we still got several of the old items laying around and collecting dust, taking up space, and we're over here asking for a new item, the newest update, the latest version of that item, when we haven't even cleared out the old junk to make room for the new one. So Sirach 39:33, all the of the Lord are good, and he will give every needful thing in due season. There's several ways you could break that down. Maybe you guys got more examples too. Proverbs 17:27. He that hath knowledge spareth his words, and a man of understanding is of an excellent spirit. By you sparing your words gives you knowledge. You can have that patience of knowing when to speak, when the right time to say something is, versus if you just splurt out impulsive. We read in Proverbs 14:29, but he who is impulsive exalts folly. So Proverbs 17:27, he that hath knowledge spareth his words. Versus if you're just impulsive, you just say whatever is on your mind, you're going to exalt folly. You're going to make matters worse. Rather than if you just spare your words, hold your tongue back, say it at a different time, then let the situation diffuse a little bit. This will give you far greater knowledge and a spirit that is of excellence in understanding. Proverbs 19:11. The discretion of a man deferreth his anger, and it is to his glory to pass over a transgression. The discretion of a man defers his anger, and it is to his glory to pass over a transgression. Like I was talking about, remember, we don't fight against flesh and blood. We're dealing with spiritual warfare. Spiritual wickedness. Spirits operating through people. And if you have discretion, you can defer your anger and become glorious. It is to your glory to pass over a transgression. Let that transgression go by. You don't have to feed into it. Understand, look, all right, this is a spiritual battle. They've got their own issues they're facing behind closed doors, and they took their anger out on me. All right, so I gotta understand they're going through some things at home, and that'll make you become glorious. The discretion of a man deferreth his anger, and it is to his glory to pass over a transgression. You can become glorious in the sight of God and the sight of the Most High by, letting a transgression pass over you. Understanding, like, dude's got some issues going on at home. He's having a rough day and he snapped at you. But if you were to snap and go off back at him, you're going to be exalting that folly. You're going to be here's one I didn't read. Sirach 1:23. A patient man will bear for a time, and afterward joy shall spring up unto him. A patient man will bear for a time, and afterward joy shall spring up unto him. Here's another example too. Think about, you're praying for something, you've got your money saved up to buy a vehicle or buy whatever it is, and you come across one sale that you think it may look cool. Here's an example. I had one of my sisters had an old friend who was selling a truck, and this truck, I thought it was cool. It had all these extra features that I would have put on it anyway, so it saved me a step. Well, that deal fell through. And looking back on it now, it's good because it was a half ton. It was a 1500. It wouldn't have served the purpose I was going to use it for. Sometimes, and here's another example too. If any of you had your parents tell you, save it, you'll find something better that you want instead. Save your money, you'll find something else you want rather than what you're focusing on right now. So Sirach 1:23, a patient man will bear for a time, and afterward joy shall spring up unto him. If you just be patient, let that sale pass by, keep saving, you'll find something greater later down the road that will bring you more fulfillment. A greater joy will spring up unto you. Last one here, Proverbs 26:20. Where no wood is, there the fire goes out. So where there is no talebearer, the strife ceases. Where no wood is, there the fire goes out. Where there is no talebearer, the strife ceases. Minding your business, staying out of the way. This can cease strife. You know, you're in a group setting and you hear some people talking about somebody else. What are you going to do with that information you just heard about them? Are you going to go run and tell it to them? And what's that going to do? It's going to cause a conflict. Versus if you hear the information, you just mind your business, you stay out the way, you can prevent strife, you can prevent conflict. So that's it. Value of patience, the importance of patience. Kind of sucks to have to do this again, but hey, that's all right. It's developing patience, testing of my faith too, because sometimes I can be speaking to myself when I do these. I pray you all have a good day. May the Most High be with you all. Blessings.